Yes, it does.
It's only one of the things I might think about.
I think it does.
In part because of the necessary training to be aware of the background that affected women artists in the past.
So for me, as you can tell, I could probably go on beyond that, but there would be a lot of things that I would think about looking at an artwork.
And it depends on the context of the artwork. I may be less impacted by it for a contemporary work because I think men and women are so equally represented now in artwork.
I don't see that there would be any particular value to do that. I think more information is probably helpful for viewers, and of course if they want more information apart from what we give them, they can always go further and come here to the library or catalogues or other places. So I think some indication of who the artist was and their name not only gives away their gender, not always.
Yeah, I think it could be an interesting experiment, and I think perhaps that would be, I think it's something that you'd need to make explicit to the public, that we've deliberately taken out the genders of the artworks because we want you to focus on something else, perhaps. I think a lot of people would miss it because it gives them context. I think it'd be a good experiment, and I think if we were transparent with it, I think there's a place to try and trial that, and then maybe ask people afterwards how that changed, how they viewed the work.
I think in terms of art that's been made, say, in the second half of the 20th century onwards, yeah, it does. There's recently been some quite surreptitious criticism of the Auckland Art Gallery around the number of women artists who are currently on display. And it's a legitimate question to ask why there are so few women relative to the number of men. I think you have to be very careful not to trip over into the territory of being patronising as well, because it's all very well to say that we're going to represent men and women artists equally, but you risk therefore making a tokenistic representation of female artists. If you're going to buy into the normative idea that most of the artists active in the fine arts were men, then to lump in a whole lot of women simply because they're women isn't necessarily the way of dealing with the issue which is at play here. And the question really is, for my own part, I think, why weren't women as prominent as men as artists?
We were expecting to find that the gender of the artist does nothing but take away from the art itself, and that it makes us bias towards the art subject. However, when we explored our question further, we found that in fact, knowing the gender of an artist is actually a relevant and valuable tool in forming a reading of an artwork, and that a lot of the biased views that come with a male or female artist are purposefully utilised to change the way we look at the works.